always list that parameters given, alright, with the velocity u. Now, the velocity with which a body starts to move is usually referred to as its initial velocity. Okay, the velocity with which a body starts to move, it's its initial velocity. Alright, so it moves from a point A with this velocity, and its velocity doubled when it reached point B. Alright, now the velocity at point B is the final velocity. And we are told that this final velocity is double, like it's twice the initial velocity. Understand? That's the English there. And its velocity doubled when it reached point B. So the final velocity is twice or double the initial velocity, that is u. Alright, so full stop. It says if the distance between A and B is d, the distance between point A and B, I'm going to write that as DAB or DBA. I think DBA will go. Sorry for that. DBA will go. The distance is given to us as d. It says which of these expressions, like listed in the options in the question above, which of these expressions represents the magnitude of its acceleration? This question is a very easy question, and I would like to bring your minds down to the equations of motion. Now let us list the first three equations of motion. We have that v is equal to u plus or minus at. Okay, call this one equation 1. Then we have that d is equal to ut plus or minus 1 over a t squared, right? Then we have the third one, which says that v squared is equal to u squared plus or minus 2ad. Okay, so quickly, the equations of motion are to help us solve any questions related to bodies undergoing uniformly accelerated motion. And in this particular question, this is a question under uniformly accelerated motion. All right, so if you take note, the quantity known as time was not mentioned in this particular question. Okay, so if I'm to get the acceleration, I'm not going to consider any of the equations of motion that has to do with time t. Okay, so this means that equation 1 is not going to be helpful in this particular case, and equation 2 also is not going to be helpful. The most likely one will be equation 3.